Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have to talk about this upcoming new mode which is going to change everything in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So many people are already speculating what this is going to be. It's pretty obvious that it's going to be two things. It's going to be a single player mode, 100%, and it's going to have a massive map to explore. That's pretty obvious from this particular screenshot. This is literally in gameplay, as you can see from the recent trailer, of course. We have here Goku, and in this very short snippet, which is really short. Let's just go over it just in a second here because it's very interesting here. We have the new game mode. So just after this, check this one out. Right, and that's it, right? That's it. Literally new mode, and that is pretty much it. And it just jumps straight away to something else, right? Now, this is where things get really interesting because after all this came out, there's already like if you Google it this online, if you actually check with AI and everything, it even says to you something pretty obvious. It says the following. New single player mode, summer 2026, a massive unannounced mode featuring a world map for flying and exploration, where players can likely level up characters and encounter enemies. So this is pretty crazy stuff, right? I mean, this is something that is quite interesting because when you think about this, right? When you think about the whole situation with the game itself, this is a feature which many people have been asking for a long time, especially because right now leveling up your characters in the game, you giving them skills and stuff like that, it's pretty much pointless. Like nobody does that. I don't do that either. Like when I play online, I just go with the standard setup because what's the point, right? Like it just doesn't make any sense. You would only need this kind of stuff if you would have to fight against a lot of enemies, difficult enemies, and you have to level up and you have to unlock skills. So all these things would make much more sense. Now, this is where it gets really interesting in this new game mode, which is I think this is going to be a combination of leveling, maybe some roguelite elements into it. I'm not sure if you die in a fight, is it a permadeath potentially, or do you have like a limited number of tries? Like it's quite interesting because it could go either way. You could even have like something like a mode where every single time you play a run, it's randomized. So you have random encounters, random enemies, random placements on the map, random level ups, right? And that would make more sense why you would want to level up your characters and increase their levels and make them stronger and specialize in a specific playstyle. So again, this is really cool because this is exactly what the game was missing in terms of single player mode. Now we did get mission 100, which is really cool. I'm quite enjoying it myself, and we are getting the survival mode, which is coming in spring, at some time in spring, maybe I don't know, like March or something like that. And then after the survival mode, which is I guess you have to fight against 100 enemies or something like that, who knows, right? Then we have this one, right? Which again, it's really cool. So this is sort of thing that in these sort of games, it makes the gamer come back once more and play the game. Now, in this particular mode, I do believe that you will be able to play not just with Goku, but with pretty much any character, because again, it would make more sense for them to make it infinite. And I do believe that it's not going to be as easy as people think. Like it's going to be quite difficult potentially as you progress. Again, depends how you want to play it. So there's two options here. Either they go the route of the roguelite, where in each run you have to start from scratch, but then you level up really fast and then you fight difficult enemies. So it's basically like a mode where you have to overcome strong enemies. Or they could make it so that there's no permadeath, so there's not like roguelite, right? But you have to like level up a lot, and then some enemies you have to grind potentially to actually be able to defeat them, because they're going to have quite a high level of attack or lots of health bars or stuff like that, right? So it is interesting. They could go one way or the other. Now, in this particular trailer here, we see here that we have here like, I think this is like Muten Roshi potentially. This is like a warning for like a certain event happening here, and maybe this is like an unknown enemy as you can explore and fight against them potentially, right? There's no more to this, to be honest, because after that it just goes away. So then we have, just more gameplay here with like the characters and other stuff, right? So this is where it gets really, really interesting. Like this, as you can see here, like on this map here, you can see that, yes, you have Muton Roshi, which is potentially like this is training effectively, or they can teach you some technique. Then we have here some particular enemies, which I have to defeat them effectively on the map, right? And then we have here like a question mark, so we don't know what's going to happen here. And this one could be a place where if you go there, you may receive some sort of bonus or some sort of mission or something like that. Right now, there could be also missions. This is the thing here. There could be missions in this one where you go somewhere, you accept the mission, and then when you fulfill the mission, you maybe get a Dragon Ball or maybe you get something else. And this is where it can get really, really cool, because if they implement this properly and effectively let you gather Dragon Balls in the game, and then with the Dragon Balls you can gain wishes. So just give you one example. When you gather sufficient Dragon Balls, then you can unlock a transformation. So you cannot get a transformation from the get-go. You can only get a transformation once you get your wish from the Dragon Balls, because that's going to be a really big power-up. So, you know, you have to work for it, right? Again, this would be really cool, because this way people have to actually focus on fighting enemies, getting stronger, and not just having everything in front of you from the get-go, right? Now, of course, that depends what kind of characters can you select. Can you select any character, or will it be limited to only normal characters and not fusions? Because they could just limit this mode for characters in their base form, right? With no fusions whatsoever. And even if you start with Freezer, for example, you start from his first form, and then you have to basically unlock new transformations with the Dragon Balls. For characters that don't have transformations, maybe with the Dragon Balls they can unlock a power-up, or they can unlock something else, right? A skill, or who knows what, right? So maybe an ally, like, I don't know, right? There's just so many possibilities, because with this huge map, of course, you can imagine, like, for a second, like, it can be an infinite mode. And this is the thing here, which I believe they have a golden opportunity to make a mode that people will come back to for many, many months. Because if they get this right, and you are enticed to go back, almost like a Souls-like game, right? You go there, you fight, you die, you try again, you fight, you die, you try again, and you get better every single time. Even if it's a roguelite and it's a permadeath, even with that one, at least you gain experience, you gain more confidence, you gain better skill management, you are better against the computer, the machine, of course, right? And with that, people, you know, get like really hooked on it, right? I mean, I remember, like, I play some games like Hades, for example, is a good example. Every single time you die, you have to start from scratch. And yeah, it's annoying, but at the same time, every single run, you get more powerful, you get further up, and then you can basically beat the game if you're good enough with your starting gear. It's all about dodging, it's all about, you know, using your combat abilities the best of your possibilities. So again, it's all about skill. In this particular game, skill will reward people for more. The more you play, of course, you're going to be leveling up and stuff, but also you're going to gain the skill. So being a roguelite, I believe that it has quite a lot of potential. So again, they could go either way. Honestly, my personal point of view is I would be happy if they would add both modes at the same time. I mean, why not, right? Like, give us one mode, which is the mode of leveling up, so you kind of level up against your enemies and stuff like that, and another mode, which is the roguelite mode, which is the extreme mode, right? The hardcore mode, in which is kind of the same map, but you have permadeath, right? So it would be really cool, like, to have this sort of thing in the game. And mini games have it, of course, and it would just go so well with the whole, like, Dragon Ball theme and stuff like that, right? So really hyped about this, guys. This mode, honestly, cannot wait for this to come in summer. I'm hoping that's gonna come in early June and not like in August or something, right? And yeah, I mean, it's just something that to look forward to, and honestly, it looks so dope. Like, it looks so freaking dope. I cannot believe that they're actually doing it, right? Because I believed, honestly, like, when the game released, that they were going to potentially abandon it, but because it sold so many copies, I'm super happy that they are not abandoning it. They're actually giving it more content. And this, if this succeeds effectively, they can even give another mode later on, right? Because if this is successful and sells copies, of course, and people buy the DLCs, there's nothing stopping them from developing even a further mode down the line, which is a different mode. Again, like, it's all about, they have, like, Unreal Engine 5, the good thing about this one is that you can build different games within the game with Unreal Engine 5 because it's so powerful, it's so flexible, it's a very easy system to work with. If you optimize it properly, there's just no limit to the actual game because you can just build whatever game mode you want in your game and even transform an arena fighter into an open world action adventure game in a matter of months. Because again, Unreal Engine 5 allows you to do that because of the technology, right? Which is crazy. So guys, that's it for today's video on this one. Honestly, I'm super hyped, and yeah, I do hope that the modes are going to be there for everyone to enjoy. The normal mode, maybe the hardcore mode with the permadeath, which will be really cool, especially for streaming as a challenge and see, see who gets the furthest in the game. So again, super cool stuff, right? So guys, that's it for today's video. As always, I shall see you later in the next ones.